Hey, what's up, fam? It's Chappell, and we're back for another episode of Recap Kickback, where we talk about Black entertainment, news, television, film, radio, you name it, we talk about it here. And with me, per usual, to talk about the biggest thing in Black entertainment, news, radios, film, whatever, the Super Bowl halftime show. It's Mari Fourth. Mari, welcome back.
Say Drake. No. right off the rip. Like rip it. Hi everybody. This is gonna be so interesting. Like, what a day that Sunday was. I loved it from top to absolute bottom, man. I can't wait to dive into all of this.
Yeah. If you're watching on our YouTube video, it's up there. Say Drake. And we will have plenty of
you. I'm gonna ruin your whole entire day.
Yeah. You get this for me. Yeah. Yeah. So if you are tuning in, then we normally talk about TV and film and all that good stuff. But the Super Bowl is such a big deal that we got to talk about it here. And so people wanted to hear our reactions, and here they come. We had the Super Bowl halftime show, LIX, in New Orleans, Louisiana, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Chiefs were nowhere to be found, Mari.
Where'd they go?
They did not show up at all. So this is going to be fun. Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. recapkickback.com/subscribe. Make sure you come here to our YouTube page, watch along with us, youtube.com/@recapkickback, to make sure you're part of this wonderful community that we're starting to build over here at Recap Kickback as we celebrate year 2 of this podcast. Okay. And so now that we've got the niceties out the way, first off, I think in this, we have to talk about the halftime show, obviously. But let's not skip over the main event. The main event was this football game, or at least it was supposed to be. On the backdrop of Patrick Mahomes potentially winning his three-peat, 3 in a row. It would have been unheard of for years and years and years. It hadn't happened in a long time. And he was about to do it. At least we thought so. But he ran into a juggernaut called the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. Now, Mari, what was your experience like watching this game? Because famously, you and I were not particularly rooting for that team to win the game.
Full disclosure, we're Ravens fans, so
yeah,
it's after Chiefs all day, every day. I was gonna wear my shirt, but it wasn't long sleeve. So I was like, get them. The last time they had a chance to win that game was when it was 12 minutes left in the first quarter. Like after that, it was just, oh my God, it was great. That on top of my husband is a diehard Eagles fan, like,
oh yeah,
diehard Eagles fan. So I was rooting for them. I needed a happy life that night, and we got it. So it was a great night for me. I loved it.
Yeah, great night for me as well. Happy for Jalen, my frat brother. Go off. Shout out to the Eagles as well for an amazing season. Easily the best team in the league as far as I was concerned, Mari.
Easily.
Yeah, like this team was going to be hard to beat for anybody, but I don't think anybody could have foreseen Patrick Mahomes and them just crumbling, because normally that Chiefs witchcraft would just,
they couldn't buy these refs.
Think about it. All season, they have been scraping by. They have been like a miraculous win after miraculous win, missed field goal here, goal line fumble here. It just means to just keep. And so it's crazy that they finally ran out of just like, I don't even think the refs, even if they bought the refs, they were down like 3 touchdowns like most of the game.
The refs couldn't help. They were like,
what were the refs gonna do?
Can't do nothing.
Can't catch the ball for you. People were saying Mahomes wasn't getting a lot of calls, though. A couple of hands to the face that were missed. It did seem like maybe they took the whistle and kind of swallowed it a little bit.
Yeah, probably in response to the Bills game, because I know there was a lot of questionable. People thought it was questionable calls in that game to get them to the Super Bowl. So maybe the refs were trying to back off. Which honestly, I think in the Super Bowl, let them play. Let them play. But I mean, sack after sack after sack. They couldn't get past the 50-yard line for like 3 quarters.
I believe it was 3 quarters. Yeah, it was 3 quarters. Yeah, and I don't
So
remember one roughing the passer call on that
nope.
man. Like, God, normally, if you breathe in his direction, Mahomes gonna get that call, but this
Yeah.
time,
But he couldn't even run in order to get that call because
yeah,
his O line was like, I don't know, did he piss them off? Because they just
I
were
don't
like,
know, man. There was nothing anybody could do, but big win for the Eagles,
yeah,
and a big win for us as we get to halftime.
yeah.
And I think by halftime, this was the highlight of the night for a lot of people because, quite frankly, the
What's the
game
score?
wasn't doing anything. I don't remember what the score was at halftime, but I
It was
just
like
know that it was like
20.
easily a blowout by
It
halftime.
was. It was. I think it was like 28-0 or 21-0 at half. I wanted to
Nasty
say
business.
40 at half, 40-0 at half, but I'm like, no, that wasn't it.
It
Girl, you
wasn't
should
like that,
stop
but
it.
it did
I know.
feel like it at
It
times, you
felt like
know?
it. Yeah. It
Yeah,
felt like there was no coming back.
yeah, and it really felt like that lead was insurmountable. I believe at halftime it was 24-0, the Eagles up, and so,
Yeah.
anybody who's seen the Chiefs play before knows that, like, you really can't count them out at that point either
Very true.
because
Yeah, they always
yeah,
have a comeback in them.
not this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not great, but a lot of people showed up for the Super Bowl halftime show, uh, headlined by Kendrick Lamar. And first and foremost, Mari, how did you feel overall about the performance? Because I've been hearing a lot of yapping on the internet,
Yeah.
and I wanted to hear what you thought.
It was amazing. It was so good. It was so good without having to try and break down the double entendres, the triple entendres. At this point, I don't care. I don't care anymore about the entendres. I was just very much entertained. I love the set pieces. I love when SZA came out. I loved all of it. It was so good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this from beginning to end as well.
Yeah.
Um, I will say this every year, and I know this for a fact because every year I look, every year people complain about Super Bowl halftime show. There has not been, I think, the best
Maybe
reception I've
Usher
ever.
last year?
Even then, people were complaining,
Oh,
but
okay.
like I think the best reception I ever saw was the Dr. Dre one, because I think for a lot of people, they're looking for nostalgia and they want to hear songs that they know.
Mm. Yeah,
Like
yeah. Mhm.
the Super Bowl halftime show, they want it to be a showcase of the hits that I can sing along to, right? They're not
Yeah.
really interested in the songs they don't know, the artists they don't know, the new stuff that's about to come out. And I understand that to an extent, but the product that we got here with Kendrick Lamar, I thought was very, very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the entire set list. I enjoyed the set pieces as far as like the staging and all that kind of stuff. It was so good. So they start off with Squabble Up,
Mhm.
Bodies,
Yeah.
which is unreleased, and then Squabble Up. But Squabble Up is
Mhm.
it debuted at number one on the Hot 100 chart. Like I saw people talking about, like I don't know none of these songs. I'm like, it's funny because
What, yesterday?
no,
On Sunday?
people have been yapping on the internet for days. My
Oh.
Facebook, oh, you must not be on the face page. I got on
Oh, no.
Facebook, and I mean, for the last 3 days, just nonstop, like this, and I don't like this, and
Oh,
y'all.
yeah, duh.
But it's both sides. It's people who loved it and says that you're too dumb to to enjoy this, and you didn't enjoy
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, yeah.
smart enough to enjoy it. Then you got people, I didn't come here for social studies class. I just came here to dance for y'all, and that's all. So both sides have been fighting for days over this Kendrick Lamar halftime show, Mari.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm pretty sure we're gonna break down all of the fan theories and the this and the that, and I mean, that does get fun. Like, I like being like, "Oh, maybe this, maybe that."
Mhm.
But again, I don't wanna be called stupid. "Oh,
Right.
you just didn't get the context." Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't need to. I was
Right.
entertained because I knew what was going on. For people who didn't, sorry, it wasn't your cup of tea that day. Go look at the Paul McCartney performance like 15 years ago. I don't know.
Right.
Um, but I mean, it was good. It was good, and it introduced him to a lot of people. After it, everybody started streaming Not Like Us again. Everybody was like trying to figure out, not everybody, but
Mhm.
them people
You know who
who
was.
didn't know. Yeah, so and I love the trend of me trying to explain the Kendrick and Drake beef to my 60-year-old mother or whatever, like on TikTok and Blue Sky and stuff like that. That is the funniest thing to me. So I mean, we're about to go into a full calendar year of
Yeah.
Kendrick beating this man's ass.
Yeah,
My
I
daughter
mean,
my daughter was just born, I think, when Not Like Us dropped.
whatever.
She's
You know,
on
I wish I was born when I like a job. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like you come in with good vibes. But you're right. A year of belt to ass from Kendrick Lamar. He starts off with Squabble Up, obviously from GNX, his new album.
yeah,
That is going to be also, what his tour, his
a
tour,
tour,
the
yeah.
Grand National Tour with
Yeah,
SZA. And so this was his way of unveiling that and then kind of giving people a preview of what's to come.
what to
Um,
expect, yeah.
yeah, second song, Humble. Fourth
Hey.
studio album, Damn, the one that won a Pulitzer Prize. When people
Yep.
tell me like, "Oh yeah, don't nobody know these songs," I'm like, you're
People
lying.
know that one.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people knew that one.
yeah. Loved it. Loved Humble. What you think about the random cameo from Samuel Jackson, aka Uncle Sam?
Was it random?
Oh,
Let's talk about it. It's like the whole Uncle Sam slash Uncle Tom type thing of it. It's the predicting what the people on the internet are gonna say before they say it. Like, uh, um, Sam being like, "No, no, no, not like that. Don't be ghetto." I was like, "Oh," like me. I was like, "Oh, oh." Like mixed company, mixed company, mixed company.
right, right. You can't
But it
say
was
that.
good.
You
Yeah,
can't. You're not in front of everybody.
and then the whole like, yeah, keep it cute, don't scare them, like don't play. Oh, like it was so good. It's a layer. It's a layer of if you know, you know. And he predicted. I'm 90% of your face page. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's the same things. It's like we know what the political climate here is in the United States when it comes to diversity and inclusion,
Right.
equity and inclusion, or whatever, or rights for minorities, rights for women, underserved populations, you name it.
Yeah.
People have been feeling the pressure from,
Yeah.
the
Or
the larger population, to
or
say
just
the least.
recognizing people as people.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of that. And so it really felt like this was an ode to much of that struggle, right? You see that
Yes.
the dancers, first of all, they all hopped out the GNX. And I was like, wait,
Crazy.
where did
That
they
was
all
so
come?
good.
Yeah, yeah, where did they all how did they do that?
Looking under that
Uh,
car.
yeah, I was looking, and they hop out the GNX wearing red, white, and blue for the most part.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and we see the symbolism and all that stuff right there. I mean, we don't have to explain it to everybody, but I mean, you got these people in an American flag, these
Black
black people,
men.
black
Black
men
men
with the flag on their back,
on
almost like
their
they built
back.
the country. It's
While Kendrick says, "Sit down, be
be
humble,"
humble.
to
Yeah,
a certain person who was in attendance at
yeah,
that
yeah. Which
game.
is crazy. Yeah, yeah. The president sitting right there, watching along as this very political statement is being made. But I've
Very
said this
political.
before. Being black is inherently political
It
because
is,
black
and
people.
they're making it right now.
Yeah. And it always has to be because we always have to fight
Mhm.
for the basic human rights. Go back as far as slavery is literally policy that made us be considered human beings in the United States as opposed to, objects and possessions. And so by
Mhm.
that, I don't like when people try to take politics out of being black because it's one and the same.
Yeah, I mean, go back to as early as the Voting Rights Act being slowly dismantled and destroyed. I mean, like it's still happening. Everybody can try and close their eyes and pretend it's not happening, but it's happening. Our rights are being stripped away. Our trans friends, family members are getting their rights stripped away. Our LGBTQ community people are getting their rights stripped away. Like he's doing it in broad daylight, and you know I don't care. He brought politics to football, and maybe some of them were too dumb to realize it. Well, they
Yeah.
were, because I don't know if you saw that New York Times article.
Oh, what was it? Was it, oh, this is the worst performance of all time?
No, it was a dude who was like, on the largest stage imaginable, Kendrick Lamar chose to continue his beef with Drake instead of basically about saying instead of saying something. And everybody's like, did
Did you
you
miss?
watch the show, Tamar? Like, what are we talking
Yeah.
about? What?
Yeah. No, if you what you took away from this was that this was all about Drake, then you missed the point, right?
It.
Right over your head. He does DNA. which I love this song. First of all, I love the album. I mean, again, the man won a Pulitzer for it. And it has clips. The album has clips from former Fox News anchor Geraldo Rivera, who was discussing Kendrick's lyrics and kind of got called out in that. And so again, it's more of, you know, the conversation that we're having about like people trying to police Black people's like behaviors and you know, things that you know, and just utilizing their platforms to kind of down us. And so Kendrick has definitely taken a stance here and just kind of made sure that he called out some of the naysayers and the people who are known for making those types of comments. I also want to talk about this, Mark. Kendrick was dancing. I love that.
Yeah. I know I only know the motion because I've been watching a whole bunch of Wicked clips, Broadway clips, and it reminds me of one of no, not that one. It's one in part 2 called No Good Deed, and literally the whole time she's like waving her arms around like this. I'm like, oh, not him hitting the no good deeds.
Yeah, Kendrick was dancing. I love that because a lot of times when you think about rap, you don't think about the person dancing. You know, you get a lot of the, at least back in the 90s, you get a lot of the hey, ho, you know, hop across the stage, kind of look the skip. Yeah, that kind of thing. But just hitting full-blown choreography with backup dancers. This is the first rapper to ever headline the Super Bowl by himself.
Solo?
Yeah, I mean, well,
does SZA count?
SZA counts. She counts as like, she's not the headliner. She's like featured on the 2 songs that he chose. I think a lot of times when they do that, they bring in other artists to perform other songs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like J-Lo and Shakira. So I see.
Right. J-Lo and Shakira were together. They had they both headlined it, right? Whereas this is a show. But yeah, full-blown dance number on a prison basketball court, kind of prison yard kind of feel as well. Yeah,
I noticed that. And did you see, like they're saying it started on a PlayStation remote? So are you team this is a PlayStation remote or team this is Squid Games?
I saw this is Squid Game, but I kind of want to go with the PlayStation remote.
I did too. I originally thought it was Squid Games. Maybe that's us just being TV people.
Yeah, we watch a lot of TV.
And then but James was like, no, it's PlayStation. I was like, and he was like, because Drake's label is Sony. And then I was like, are you sure? But then when I realized, like, you know, at the beginning it said start here. It said start here, pointing to where he did. And then after it was over, it said game over. And I initially saw the game over and just thought, oh, he's saying game over to Drake. But then I was like, oh, if it ties into the gaming motif, then maybe it is about Sony. PlayStation. Yeah. Controller.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I saw a lot of people, a lot of theories, you know, as people who watch a lot of television. Yes. Sometimes there is something that the artist put, or the actor, or whoever, the director, whatever, put into the film for you to pay attention to dissect. And sometimes it just be something, and you dove into it so far, and it really means nothing.
Not a thing.
And I saw a lot of that.
Me too.
Kendrick is sporting the lowercase a chain throughout this, and people instantly were like, oh, lowercase a equals A minor. And
I was going to ask you, Mr. Band person, is this what A minor? How it's...
No, it's not. And they made this up. So let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. This is not for A minor. This is not a thing. It's not like the universal symbol for A minor at all either. Right. The chain is supposed to be representing Dave Free. He's the co-founder of the PG Lang group, and they're represented by a lowercase a in the logo. So yes,
and Drake referenced Dave Free in their beef.
Absolutely. And so yes. So again, people saw it and immediately started to be like, and then you got this, and then you got this, and see, that's why it's over your head. That's why I'm like, don't call nobody dumb, you know, because we really don't know all the time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you don't believe me, go look that up.
Over here looking like Charlie with the red string and the
literally. Literally. But yeah, it's very much the PG Lang logo, which is hilarious because that train of thought took off. Like that was one of one of the most prominent. Like I know it went viral at least 15 times. You know, just somebody being like, "Hey, minor on his track."
Like I said, I was in band for 2 years and I was way too young to remember anything. But even I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's right.
Right. That man went and paid like thousands of dollars to get a chain to call another man. Like that's a lot, Kendrick. It's like, all right, maybe
that was a really nice chain too.
It was a very nice chain.
Really
so
nice.
yeah, so throughout Samuel L. Jackson is saying like, hey, you're too loud, you're too reckless, you're too ghetto. And by the time we get through the prison yard, they end up doing Euphoria. Now this is the first shot at Drake. Because Euphoria famously is the diss track, one of the 8 diss tracks that were sent back and forth, 2 of them. And that's when I started to think, he's not gonna perform Not Like Us. Mari, did you think he was gonna perform Not Like Us the whole time?
Yes. Like that was so fun. Like every time he kept teasing it, I'm like, are we not playing it? I was always like, he's gonna play it. But then once he did say, oh, they might sue, I was like, oh, that's what I legit went into this thing. Like, I can't wait to hear Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
So that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah. He performs, he does like a little street corner thing, where they're singing on the corner, like underneath the lamppost, like you would see like maybe like Boys to Men in the 90s. I don't know if people just be chilling on the lamppost no more on the block like that. But he was like, he did that while performing Man in the Garden, I believe. And then they do Peekaboo. And this is on top of the PlayStation, you know. And
this
that's
when
the ladies,
right?
Yeah. And this is when the ladies
that camera work was nasty.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. The ladies come out and he's like, ladies, I want to perform your favorite song, but you know they like to sue. And we're like, like, you know, the crowd goes wild because we know who he talking about, right? For the uninitiated, first of all, if you don't know this, you know, go check out my whole beef podcast that we did with the Was It Good Though podcast. We broke it down, but also like, hey, Drake apparently had been trying to sue. Me and Mari have talked about that here in our Black Entertainment news segment. So go get caught up on your Recap Kickback lore, okay? But yeah, Kendrick basically calls him out for trying to sue in a rap battle because that's just not how rap battles work.
Aubrey,
Jimmy. So then they perform Luther, and we get SZA.
Jam.
This song right here, so good.
Oh, I love it.
SZA.
I've been singing it nonstop in my head since Sunday. Nonstop.
Yeah. It's one of them earworms. They really cooked that. Yeah. You got Luther featuring SZA, who looked amazing.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, who looked amazing. Star of One of Them Days, which we talked about a couple weeks ago.
We talked about
Recap Kickback. Check that out. Make sure you do your research, y'all. Come on, keep up. And with the sample for Luther Vandross. Now, Mari, I think I told you this already, but I'm joining the Purple Pants Badass Bryce Isaiah to talk about Never Too Much, the Luther Vandross documentary. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk more about this particular man over there with Brycey. But yeah, I love hearing it out here. I believe it was a CNN documentary, so it might be on CNN.com. Or Hulu.
Maybe like Hulu. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I want to see that. I want to see what they say.
It's really good. Okay. And so, Bryce will be releasing that soon. Next, since SZA is out there, SZA and Kendrick have a lot of hits together. As we said, they will be going on tour together as well. So they had a number of songs they could have done. And coincidentally, they chose a song from the Black Panther.
Yes, they did. And it what felt like a specific verse as well. I love All of the Lights. Like, it's such an to me, it's like weirdly uplifting, but it's like talking about like really hard shit. But it's still uplifting, you know.
Yeah, I saw people online being like, "SZA mic not on," and I was like, "I don't care." I
thought it was on. We were watching. I was like, "Oh, her mic is on," and everybody was like, "Her mic was not on." I was like, "Oh, it wasn't."
So I haven't decided yet. Because in the moment, I too thought SZA singing. But then I saw
Yeah.
on Twitter that it didn't sounded like the track. But now that I think about it, the internet be doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she hit,
Yeah.
like, a few runs that
That ain't in the
ain't
regular,
in the thing.
and I know you can pre-record but I don't think
Probably.
to
I
me
don't know.
this didn't feel
Don't
like
matter.
cheating. Yeah, it don't again, didn't matter.
Don't
Great.
matter.
Love the songs.
But, yeah.
The Oscar nominated song. Uh
Yes.
just this man he does it all, okay? So All the Stars happens, and then Kendrick goes into his 40 Acres and a Mule is bigger than the music and lets us know that we're gonna play Not Like Us. We're actually gonna see, we're gonna do Not Like Us, and the crowd goes wild. I could
Amazing.
hear the world singing Not Like Us. This is a 5-time Grammy Award-winning song. It just happened a week ago,
Well, and that is, like, literally the best promo for that song because
Yeah.
people like, the anticipation for that song was already high because of everything that happened at the Grammys, and then, like, Taylor Swift, yeah, was there at the Grammys, at the Super Bowl, like, rooting for Kendrick,
Yeah.
and, like, the anticipation was high. That's why, like I said, I really was like, "I cannot wait." Like, I
Yeah.
really didn't think it wasn't gonna happen.
Oh yeah. First of all, Taylor Swift and Kendrick are friends. Okay, she
They
gonna be
are,
wherever
yeah.
he at. Okay,
Yep.
I love that
Shaking
picture.
whatever she
Yeah,
got back there.
shaking it off, shake it
Yep.
off. She gonna. I love that picture of her from the Grammys where she's like toasting to Kendrick. Like I was
Yep.
like,
That's a
Taylor
good
in her
picture.
drunk auntie stage. That's where she at
Yeah.
in life right now. Go Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Not a great night for her at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough.
Right.
All right, we get this iconic moment. Look at it again. The man says, "Say
Woo.
Drake,
Devious smile.
I heard you like I'm young." And the way he looked at the camera was
My
diabolical.
God. Diabolical.
This man needs to be
He
in
did the
prison.
head swing too.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
Drake. Like, oh my God.
prison.
Drake will be
This is
seeing that in his nightmares. That's like an exorcist moment.
right. Like, because it was like, is he going to say it? Is he going to do what part of the song is he going to do? He doesn't have to do the song that says certified pedophile,
He
but he
didn't.
did.
Well, he didn't because he said
Mhm.
certified lover boy, certified, and he didn't say anything there. It was
The rest of us
a
said
keychain,
pedophile. Yeah, the rest of us said pedophile.
and he went. I know because I literally replayed this moment right here over and over because it is the hardest bars on the song and
Yeah.
the hardest part in the performance. He called all of them out. I always yell at the top of my lungs when it's party at the party playing with his dog.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Mine.
I
Why is
know.
he around?
It's not a weird case. Why is he
Why
around?
is he around, bro? Because don't you be feeling like that? Like I thought we canceled this person. Why are he here?
Yep.
Like don't y'all know they be
Certified
doing
lover
weird
boy.
stuff? Yeah.
Ah,
So this is the moment that made the night.
so
A lot of
good.
people will say, "Oh, Kendrick made it about Drake again," but like this is a
No.
5-time Grammy Award-winning song. He was going to
Yes.
do the song. He had to do the song. He had to because it was 5-time Grammy Award-winning song. Like this song is in high demand. Why would he not do the song? Now, one surprise that I had, your girl, Serena Williams.
Oh my God.
What you
I
think?
was like, Serena. Yes. I was like, yes. Oh, Kendrick.
Yeah.
My horn. My horn.
One of the greatest athletes of all time, out there showing love to her city, crip walking from straight out of Compton. She is, and she first of all she ate it up, but that's also a nod to some of the things that have been said and done about Serena from Drake, but also from the media. I remember when Serena crip walked at the tennis match, and people were calling her ghetto. Was it the Olympics?
Wimbledon?
I don't remember.
Maybe Wimbledon. It was one of the big ones.
One of the big ones, and they didn't like that. Oh no, they didn't like Serena doing that. They call her emotional. They do all kind of stuff. They want to bash her, but she's one of the GOATs for a reason.
Exactly. And again, you said she's out there showing love to her city and showing hate to her biggest op. Drake, because he's
Yeah.
still over there moaning about her, and she over here, greatest of all time, man that supports her, a beautiful baby girl. Like Olympia is ooh, just growing up really nicely. She about to be on these tennis courts.
Yeah.
Hide
She
your
gonna
kids,
be
hide your wife. She coming
the
for
leg.
the Wimbledons, the US Opens, all of them. She
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Man, that's true. You're right. That child is going to be an athlete, okay? And it's gonna it's
She's been
crazy.
on the court. They've been
Yeah.
sharing. Alexa's been sharing a video of her on the court and stuff.
Yeah, for those who are not
Prodigy.
familiar, Drake and Serena have a bit of a past, but he also called her husband a groupie, and so he's taken his shots at his fair share of women in the past, like
A,
Drake.
a groupie worth billions of dollars. Okay, say
Yeah, yeah, say Drake, say Drake.
Drake.
And then finally, DJ Mustard comes out as "Turn the TV off, turn the TV off,"
Yeah,
happy,
it
and
was
I was
a
screaming,
great.
"Turn the TV off!"
Like, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
It was so good. The ending was perfect.
Master.
Yeah, the ending was perfect. Game over. We have ourselves a halftime show. It was incredible. I totally loved it. I get on the internet and the internet is broken in half. Literally, there are people who are like in shambles because boo, this is political. Boo, this is racist. Where are the white people? People are like, oh, so now y'all want DEI?
Ooh,
Huh?
ooh, ooh! Look at
Crazy.
that! Look at
There are no
that!
white dancers out there, huh?
Look at
Imagine
that!
that. Sometimes it just happened. No, it just happened. Maybe they weren't the best dancers. Who knows? Um,
Maybe they weren't the most qualified to
right, they
dance.
weren't that qualified to dance. So that was the show. That was Kendrick's halftime performance in a nutshell.
Yes.
Great, great, great. I have no notes, honestly.
No
But
notes. 10 out of 10.
yeah, but the people are really hard to please for the Super Bowl. And so from what I'm telling, Apple Music has already announced that this is like the biggest, most watched Super Bowl. And that typically happens, honestly, at the Super Bowl
Yeah, doesn't
because
it always like
it
yeah, like every
pretty
year it tops itself?
breaks the yeah, but like this, he like broke the record there that for Apple Music's thing. So yeah, great showing for Kendrick and got people
Eh,
hyped up for the Grand Nationals tour.
Yep, and it's on YouTube. So I've already watched it a few times again
Yeah,
on YouTube. So
so check
go
it
and
out.
enjoy that. Like we got two great halftime shows in the span of like 2 months.
Yeah,
Kendrick and Beyonce like literally just lit those up.
we got the goats
Crazy.
performing right now. There's gonna be a time where people
It's
are gonna
so
look back and
good.
talk about this like it's history, because
Yeah.
these are our legends walking around having legendary moments, and I don't think that Kendrick moment is going
Yeah.
away anytime soon. That's going to go down in the rap beef Hall of Fame for
I
sure.
mean, honestly, like number one beef of all time, one-sided beef of all time.
Yeah,
When you said they exchanged 8 records, I almost pulled the Hamilton. Have you seen back when this was happening on TikTok? It was the Hamilton where everybody's like Hamilton wrote the other 51 like because they used that sound and it was like uh Future and what's his name? Young Metro made one.
yeah, yeah, and
uh
then they did all the rest of
J.
them. Yeah,
Cole J. Cole made one before bowing out. Drake made 3. Kendrick made it was so great. Yeah.
incredible this,
Yeah.
incredible song, incredible halftime show. Great. And now we get to wait to see who's going to be there next time. And so leave here in the
Yeah.
comments. Let us know who you think will be the next big Super Bowl performer. Because Rock Nation and Jay-Z are in charge and they've been spicing things up.
Yeah. Yes, but I wonder if the pendulum is kind of gonna swing. You
Well,
know?
we will have to see. But let's take a break before we wrap, and we'll come right back because I want to talk to Mari about the Super Bowl and share a little personal story I have about the Super Bowl as well right after this. Okay, so Mari, we talked about the Super Bowl halftime show. If you were here for the first half, y'all heard it, y'all saw it. Okay, cool. But now let's get back to recap kickback. I have a question. People were saying this is the best. People were saying this is the worst. But I really want to know where this kind of ranks in like in the recent years of Super Bowl. So since Jay-Z
Okay.
took over, I have a few slides that I'm gonna pull up, and I just want you to just give me your knee-jerk reaction. Was like this better than this or worse than this? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You know?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, we have to go here to as Borat would say, my wife, Rihanna. Now, Rihanna performed in the
This
Super
hard.
Bowl 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
And she
Yeah.
had a child with her in her belly.
Yeah.
Okay. She was very pregnant, but she was ponding the damn replay. Mari, where does
Yeah.
this compare to Kendrick?
So is this like is music, production,
Yeah.
all that?
Yep. Like memorability, whatever you want to go off
Yeah.
of. Did you like this or Kendrick?
I mean, I liked Rihanna's halftime show, but I think I like Kendrick's better.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I did not like Rihanna's halftime show.
You
Because
know,
I really did not want her to be pregnant up there. Sorry. Two, yeah, I was hating. Hate. Two, I really thought, okay, she felt a little limited by, this obvious, like, she's
oh
carrying a baby.
no,
It makes
not you
sense.
being pregnant phobic.
I am, because I wanted her to get out there and pawn the damn replay. And she's up there being a little conservative. Rihanna, do the thing. And so, yeah, not my favorite Rihanna performance. She also doing everything but giving us an album. So, there's
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely put Kendrick over Rihanna in right now.
Yeah. And it and you don't want to be like, oh, it lacked energy because I've had 2 kids. I'm not
Right.
performing at the Super Bowl like 7 months pregnant or 6 months pregnant, however pregnant she
Right.
was. So yeah.
She did what needed to be done. It's just
Exactly.
for me, I wish there was a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have, and I'm going in random order.
Okay.
Next up, we have the joint performance of J-Lo and Shakira. And I just remember people complaining because weren't they on stripper poles at one point? It was I think it was right where Hustlers dropped, and J-Lo was really on her stripper tour.
Yes. I'm definitely gonna say Kendrick because I only liked half of this performance. I literally only liked Shakira's part. Like no shade, but I don't know. It just didn't grab me personally. Like you said, the only thing I can remember from it is the stripper poles.
I remember there being a conversation about kids in cages. I think they were making like a political statement about the way ICE was treating a lot of the Latin immigrants in our country, Hispanic immigrants in our country, and that's very topical right now. With recent kids too. So it's look, we're not the only one. They got to make everything political.
No, we don't. I love that they did too. Was that during Shakira's performance? Because I can't see J-Lo doing that.
I think J-Lo had her daughter come out and sing. I thought that was kind of cool. I remember the Super Bowl performance. Yeah, well, memorability does count in our rankings here. And so, yeah, it's fine to put J-Lo and Shakira below the Kendrick performance.
Put J-Lo below the Kendrick performance. Shakira did an amazing job. Awesome job, sweetie.
Whenever you say J-Lo, I think about your favorite show, South Park.
One of the oh, that is so inappropriate.
Cut that.
One of Pancake Head and Fat Butt. One of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that is one of the few episodes of South Park I've seen, and I watched that episode a lot. All right, next up, we have the musical stylings of Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so the problem here is I saw it later, and I did like it, but I didn't watch it when it happened. Was this during the Cincinnati? I think this was during the Cincinnati Rams Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can imagine you opting out of that one because
we were when I tell you it was date night. It was date night. We were at Hot Pot. It was on in the background, but we were having a good old time. I only looked up at the score to be like, the Bengals are losing. Okay. So I didn't get to like I feel like if I would have fully experienced it, I think I would have put it above Kendrick, but I was kind of had to like I just saw clips later, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but it was a fun performance.
It was. It was really good. Special guest 50 Cent, also
Yeah,
Anderson .Paak in the building. They did the thing that I think people really want from the Super Bowl is they want to hear
yeah,
the hits that they
medley.
yeah, medley of
Uh-huh.
what they know. You know, I don't want to hear no songs they don't know, no artists they don't know. And I think
Yeah,
this was kind of like this was like classic 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, like rap R&B. And I think that
yeah,
that's really when that started to transcend the medium, right? Like it was like
right.
you know, you know, no race in the world was like what? Who are these people? Like everybody was like, you know these songs. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm fine with putting maybe that. I'm putting that below Kendrick still. I don't care.
Yeah. It's
Especially
really hard. Maybe it's recency bias, but Kendrick put on a full performance.
he really did. He really did. And I have my issues with some of the aspects of that performance, and we don't have to get into all of
We're
that
not gonna get into that. Yep.
because we have done it billions of times. Uh, last thing, uh, Usher and your girl Alicia, a showstopper.
Did we talk about this one? I think we did, right? Because this was last year, so we talked about it, right?
Did we talk about it?
It had to have been right around our start.
It must have been like
I
the
could have
day we
sworn
started.
we. I'm pretty sure we were making fun of, you know,
Alicia.
somebody.
You could say it. You know, we might have been on her a little bit, maybe just a pinch.
I think we did, but I'm not sure. This was a good halftime show. I love the. This is probably the one that I think edges Kendrick out when it comes to production
Mhm.
because Usher had
Usher did it all.
all of it, all of it. Like
Mhm.
we look up and nigga on roller skates. Like,
Yeah.
like he on roller skates. Like this don't make no sense. I'm naked, so I'll put Usher above Kendrick.
Yeah. It's tough because again, Usher did the hits. He did everything I wanted. But
He did.
I think Kendrick was more in his bag as far as like performing. So yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe that's better than Kendrick's, but it's pretty close in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
If this was like we should be doing a tier list. Like this is
right.
these are both.
R-
Oh God, no.
And then we have Abel, the
Oh, this
weekend.
is gross.
Um,
What
here's the
year
thing.
was this? I'm trying to remember what year this was. I remember watching this and being like, "What is happening?" And that's as
uh,
somebody who was a Weekend fan. Like
yeah.
2014, like 2012, 2014, 2015. I was a huge Weekend fan.
So this is 2021,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so this was the Super Bowl in Tampa, I believe, and
Oh, okay.
the
The
weekend performed.
Bucks, Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or was
Uh-huh.
it Chiefs 49ers? I don't know. It was Chiefs and
Sorry,
somebody,
sorry.
right? Ain't it always the Chiefs?
Yeah. It's
Uh, yeah,
Chiefs
Chiefs and
49ers was last year.
yes. I don't remember who was in the Super Bowl. This was Kansas City Chiefs and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You were correct.
Yep.
So the weekend comes out. He's got like his red like suit type thing on. He's got all his dancers in the mask, and he gives a big high energy performance. It's very camera oriented as well. I don't remember if that was like a COVID
Yeah.
thing, you know, where it's like it felt like it was a little like we ain't got as many dancers as we trying to show you that we got, you know.
It did spark another meme, that Hall of Mirrors meme.
Yeah, the weekend Hall of Mirrors meme. But I personally, when it comes to the weekend, the early days that the hardcore weekend fans were there, I wasn't there. I did not see it for the Abel. I was
Oh,
like, my guy. And he started to grow on me more and more. And I really
mhm.
like Starboy Weekend and stuff. Now he's back on he just dropped his latest album and he's kind of back on his BS. Where he's back
Okay.
on Sad Boy Abel.
Yeah, that
He's like,
Grammy performance, very sad.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
kinda liked it.
That's
Oh,
what I'm saying. Like
no.
yeah, I think Sad Boy Abel's back, but
Mm,
there are rumors that this will be Abel's last studio project, so we will have to see
okay.
what's next for him.
Yeah, like, I know those Starboy songs,
I'm up at
the the
the
the
uh,
singles,
uh, uh, uh,
but
yeah.
electro, like that electro pop music, like sound always. That's normally when I'm like, I'll wait till you come back to R&B. That
Oh
I think
yeah, see now,
Usher is the only person that kind of got away with it for me, but I was
I'm
still kind of
he's
like,
from the Oh My God era of Usher.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. OMG.
God.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to put Kendrick over the weekend as well.
Definitely.
So since Rock Nation has started taking over this, I'd say this is in my top two for sure. So that's my ranking. Mari, what about you? Top two?
Oh, definitely. Top
Yeah,
two.
top two. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard to top it next year, but we will see. Mari, I know I do this every year, but I was in two Super Bowl halftime show performances.
I did not
Um,
know that.
well, that's why I come to share. So I always enjoy watching the Super Bowl because way back when I was a wee lad, I actually got to perform in two of them as a part of the audience and a part of the marching band. And so I my first Super Bowl halftime show was iconic to say the least. I was we were we were performing or assisting with the performance while I was in high school for
Okay.
Murphy Lee, P. Diddy, Kid Rock.
Oh.
Hold on, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, and Janet Jackson. And
Oh,
yeah, so I was right there, front row center, and when the most infamous moment to ever happen at the Super Bowl happened. Yeah, so shout out to them for having a Super Bowl in Houston and using local talent as the audience for that. Because the way it was set up was that like it was different stages
right,
and
right,
each
right.
stage had each stage had a different performer on it, and it was like a
Right.
medley, kind of like the Dr. Dre one
I
with the Mary J. Blige and
remember.
all of them. So it like
Yeah.
starts over there with Shake Your Tail Feather, because I think
Yeah.
I'm like aging
That
myself.
was a good
Shake Your
song.
Tail Feather and stuff. Then you move over there to Kid Rock. I think he did Cowboy, and
Yeah.
then there was one other person, and then Janet does it's all for you. Like Janet was in her bag, and then that man Justin Timberlake came out and ruined everything. I mean, like, don't get me wrong,
Still
the
mad at
performance
him
was
to this
great,
day.
yeah, but we get the Janet nip slip, and I was running off the field because you have to get out of the way because the stage rolls, they roll it out, and so they're
Mhm.
like, when the lights go out, you take off running, and you can even see it in the clip, like we all are running because we're trying to make sure we don't get ran over by the stage.
Right.
I get to the school bus because they're not going to let us stay and watch the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I get to the school bus and my aunt calls me and I'm like, kind of just shell shocked that we just did the Super Bowl. This is so cool. So I'm thinking she calling me to be like, like it is like the Super Bowl. How was it crazy? It was crazy. She said, "Did you see Janet Jackson's titty?" And I was like,
Did you?
"Yeah." I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But like to me, first of all, it wasn't like it was just like full blown titty. It was kind of
Right.
like. So to me, I
Cover
didn't
up
even
a
think it
little
was
bit.
that bad. Maybe I've always
Yeah.
been a little bit like, well, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
But it was such a big deal. I got home and it was just like all over the news, all over the place. Like I'm talking about the biggest event of TV like history. They started doing delays now on live television where it's not actually really live. It's like 7 seconds or something like that where they can
Yep.
adjust if they need to on the fly. And then I see Justin Timberlake on the news lying, talk about, oh, I just flew in this morning. We didn't have time to rehearse. I'm like, sir, we rehearsed this for 3 days. This naked part, this titty part
Ooh.
was new information. We definitely didn't rehearse that, but you have been here since Friday because I saw you. And so yeah, definitely lying through his teeth. So
That's why. And that's why to this day.
to this day, can't let him make it, man. Listen. Another great Super Bowl halftime performer, though. I mean, Justin was a few years back, but he did really good. And then
Mm.
in more recent years, when I was in college,
They
he
they let that man slaughter Prince. What are you talking about?
yeah, oh yeah, he
His
did do it.
memory.
Yeah, his memory for sure. Prince has been rolling his eyes at Justin Timberlake from the grave this whole time. Bro,
He's
okay, he told y'all not to. Yeah,
he told y'all not
he
to let
told
him
y'all
do it.
not to let Justin Timberlake do anyway. So moving on. The next
Okay.
Super Bowl halftime performance I did was for the Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dallas, Texas. And you can imagine
Boo.
how angry I was that I had to go to the Super Bowl to see the Steelers play.
Yep.
And I would have probably just let me just blown up and just died there if they had won.
If they
But they
won.
got blown out. They lost.
Thank
They
God.
lost.
Yep.
Losers. Boo, losers, boo. So we the choreographer for the Super Bowl halftime show had graduated from my alma mater, Prairie View A&M. And so when he was doing his choreography and he needed a band, he came to Prairie View A&M University, and they needed people to be in the band for the Black Eyed Peas. And so they came looking for drum majors, trumpet players, and drummers. And I was not playing any of those instruments at the time. But due to like other people not being eligible to perform, they said, does anybody here play the drums? And my hand went immediately up, along with 3 other of my friends that all play trombone. And so we have our one Super Bowl, our one performance on percussion is the Super Bowl.
That's
And
funny. So y'all sat there and y'all practiced it like over and over and over?
We practiced first off leading up to it, and then we practiced for like this other one, like 3 days in person.
That's so funny.
Like we practiced at high school, practice over here, practice, and then next thing you know, we're at Jerry's World. And yeah, it was so much fun. Just looking back, man, because it was the Black Eyed Peas and Slash. And yeah. And I was like, this is crazy. Oh yeah, and Usher, by the way. Forgot that part. So yeah, that was my second Super Bowl halftime show experience, and time of my life, man.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I still have the photos for the people like you lying. Like I still got the pictures and stuff like that from that where I was on the drums. They told us we couldn't bring our phones in because they didn't want us taking pictures of the people and like with the celebrities and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't listen. So
oh god.
So I have a whole clip from when I stowed away in the back alleys with my phone at the Super Bowl and almost got put out of the performance, and it is on my personal YouTube page. And so I might share that or something like that for the sake of the podcast. But yeah, Mari, that's my Super Bowl background. It was it's always fun to watch it because you fight that urge to be like, yeah, I remember back when I did it, yeah, I remember when this was all about me, famously for you did butcher that national anthem as well. I mean, no, she didn't do national anthem, but she did butcher that song. I forgot, "Sweet Child of Mine." It wasn't great.
Oh God.
Yeah, Mari, that's our halftime coverage here on Recap Kickback for the week. I think we gave a pretty good rundown of the things.
Very fun. Yes. I think we covered it all. Let us know if there's anything else you want to mention to us. Okay, one theory. Did you see one theory going around that he spelled pedo out with the people after the did you see that theory? I was like, where are y'all looking?
People be making shit up.
It's not here. It's
not there. They're making it up. And I understand because Kendrick stuff be thought-provoking. And okay, it might not be for everybody, but for the people that it's for, they like to look into that kind of stuff, find the Easter eggs, the hints, this, that, and other, the callbacks, whatever subliminals are there. I don't think you have to be a certain level of intelligent to enjoy Kendrick Lamar, but I think if you enjoy that kind of music, then you really enjoyed this halftime show. And I think that in the future, I would love to see Jay-Z, kind of spice it up. I mean, we've seen him do rap, we've seen him do pop, we've done Usher with the R&B, we've done Shakira and J-Lo Latin. Who knows? Cowboy Carter might make it next year.
I wouldn't mind a Bad Bunny, but I feel like people would be absolutely angry about that.
First of all, I'm sorry, but Bad Bunny's concert style would you think the Super Bowl would be selling out? People would be going to the Super Bowl just to see Bad Bunny. That man,
they would.
I mean,
people don't understand.
His tickets cost $1 billion. $1 billion. I'm like, bro, how do y'all even afford to see that? Speaking of which, Mari.
Don't.
Mari.
No.
I saw online that Beyonce is asking for you guys' money again.
Let me grieve in peace.
Your tickets, Mari.
I was not. I was in the pre-sale line. I have the screenshot. I was in the pre-sale line, and I was behind 4,217 people.
I'm sorry, what?
I was behind 4,217 people, and I
For the
thought that was
pre-sale?
crazy. Yeah, for the pre-sale. I thought that was crazy. Then I asked my homegirl, I'm like, "Are you having any luck?" Because we went in there with the game plan, strategic. She was going in for another date. She was behind 22,000 people. And we were like, "Gee, that's a lot of people." And then our other homegirl was like, "Yo, look what my homegirl sent me." And she was behind 84,000 people. And I was like,
4,000 is nuts. I thought y'all didn't like the album.
"Who? Who?
All these people,
Who?
I don't like country
Elseway?
music. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where y'all come from?
Not
A
me.
second last week
Not
it was,
I.
oh, we didn't like it, Cowboy Carter, da 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 da.
You
But
talking to
look,
them other folk.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to
You're
you.
not
But I'm
talking to
just
me.
saying, like, for Mari, as far as I'm concerned, y'all need to be able to post your Spotify Wrapped. And if Beyonce Cowboy Carter not in the front, you need to get to the back of the line because let the real fans get their tickets. You know what I'm saying?
You
Because
know
some of
what I
y'all just
wanted
taking
to
them.
say? I wanted to be like, do we have to start showing the grandparents?
Right. Do we need to start lining them up? Okay, because that's
It's Black History
crazy.
Month.
Right. All these
Yeah,
people.
and the crazy part is I got in there. I got in there and I was able to click on some tickets that were like $329. I clicked on it. I went to check out and they were gone before I could check out. And that happened
Oof.
to me twice before everything reset and they were like, "Oh, VIP only now." And I was like, "No." I literally had the last set of tickets in my hands and they just fluttered away.
Yes, that's sad. That's so
It is.
sad.
But honestly, I went to Renaissance. Renaissance, it like, I connect with that more than Cowboy Carter. I've said that a million times. And I knew it was gonna be a bloodbath when she announced 7 cities. And I was like,
But she got to be
"Girl."
open more. There's no way this woman does
I
a
was
7
like, "Beyonce, where are the rest of the cities?" I legit thought that. I was like, "Oh, okay, she just dropping the first few cities." They're like,
She
"No, no,
she
no, no."
she literally dropped it. She has to drop more. There's no way this woman can do a 7 city
Nope.
tour.
She said,
I
"Y'all
just,
coming to me." And y'all
that's
coming to
crazy.
me. And
That's
it's like it might be eight cities, and it's like at least like 2 to 4 shows per stop. But
that's
I knew it was gonna be hard. So we still have general admission. We're doing our game plan for that.
mhm.
But if it don't happen, it don't happen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Beyonce a lot. You know, um, I love her. But the rumor is that Las Vegas residency. So if that rumor is true, and I don't see
Mhm.
this, girls trip to Las Vegas. So that's all that matters. We'll see.
Also, Act 3 coming soon. Maybe, potentially.
Hopefully.
I'm sure there'll
Hopefully.
be a tour for that too. So look,
I
any chance you
I
get,
just let her
Mama's
tell
gonna give
me
y'all money.
I just let her tell me what she want me to do, what she want me to
Yeah.
spend my
Make
money's on.
the payment in cash, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me where
Klarna.
to sell you. Yeah. Afterpay, you know?
I'll be paying for a year or two, but it's fine.
Right. But it's all right. All right, Mari. Well, look, keep us posted. Let us know about your Cowboy Carter journey. I know it ain't over, even though
Yeah.
you say it is, but I know it ain't over. Um, and let everybody know what else did you got going on and where else they can
Yeah.
find you.
You can find me over on Crime Scene, crimescenepod.com. Me and Sarah Carradine are breaking down true crime documentaries, and it's so fun. We just dropped the apple cider vinegar episode where we broke down the docudrama Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix about Belle Gibson, a wellness influencer that lied about having brain cancer. Um, and we had a wonderful guest, Caroline from Rebels versus Titans, Survivor Australia. So it's amazing. Make sure you go subscribe. Again, crimescenepod.com. That's SEEN. Or you can type in crime scene wherever you get your podcatcher. Next week is going to be fun because I'm going to have my dad on to talk about
Hey.
surviving Black Hawk Down. So if you guys want to pop over there to see where I get my oratory skills from, that'll be really fun. So go check that out. Married at First Sight is popping. Me, Jason, and Asia are covering the wildest season of Married at First Sight I've ever witnessed. I swear. And we are going live. Well, and we went live yesterday to talk about an explosive episode. Um, so go to the Love at First Sight feed in order to see that, or just the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube page will have that. Ooh, That
Okay.
was an episode. Okay. And that's it. Just follow me on Blue Sky at Mari Talks Too Much. That's the only place I'm at. I'm not at the other, the evil place. I didn't see none of this stuff that you were telling me about. This hateration. I was
Oh,
in again my little
holleration as
bubble
well.
in
Yeah,
the
it was all that
dancery.
stuff
So
in the dancery, in the dance soiree, even. Yeah, it was nasty over there. So, check that out at your own leisure, I guess. But make sure you keep up with all Mari got going on, and then check in with me too. I got a lot going on too. Gia and I are still talking about Abbott Elementary. Tune in because this is a very fun season, and we'll have that podcast out for you shortly. We have our Black History Month special presentation, our Survivor Brent Steele of Black cartoon characters coming soon with our special guest, 8-Ball Bangers. That's going to be a good time. Again, check out the Purple Pants podcast to see me guest over there to talk to Bryce Isaiah and to see Asia from Survivor. She was on there talking about that black lady in Pakistan who's running amok.
oh nice. I
Yeah.
was like $1,000. No, $100,000. Who do you got?
Chelsea Clinton? Yeah. Check that lady out. And Asia and Bryce over there, what they're doing on Purple Pants podcast. I'm now hosting the Deal or No Deal Island podcast along with Rob and Jenny and doing the exit interviews for that. So if you're a fan of Deal or No Deal Island, check that out on Rob Has a Podcast, aka WeKnowRealityTV.com. And then coming soon to WeKnowRealityTV.com, I will be joining Shannon Gus for weekly Australian Survivor coverage. And Mary Kwiatkowski and I will be talking about Extracted on Fox. So a lot of podcasting coming your way from Chappell, but the only way you can keep up with it is by following me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback. Thank you all for listening. You ain't got to go home, but we'll catch you all next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swan Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreamers. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.